or on the receipt. But of course, in Nigeria, there's another trend that is funny. You buy some things, and on some receipts, it is written boldly that money cannot be refunded, or money paid for goods. There's a way they used to write it. Money paid for goods will not be refunded, this and that. I'll find exactly how they used to write it. I've seen that a lot of times on so many things. Sometimes even with transporters. Sometimes even in some restaurants, if you eat food that is not good, or it's tasteless, or it gives you some kind of problem later, and you can identify that this is where it came from. Of course, money might not be refunded, but you have a right to go and ask questions or seek redress from the appropriate authorities. Government has constituted bodies that are responsible for making sure that these are done according to the laws. Of course, are they doing that? We do not know. But on this program today, along the line, when we discuss in details, we'll find out who is responsible for ensuring that these rights of consumers are met, and the manufacturers or providers of services do what they are supposed to do. Let me tell you what a warranty is by this dictionary here. Say, warranty is a tool used in a transaction to assure a purchaser of certain existing facts about a product or service, oftentimes relating to the title, the quality, or quantity of the product or service, upon which the purchaser can rely upon to make purchases. A breach of a warranty gives the purchaser the right to claim damages, but not to treat the contract as null and void. So if I buy a wristwatch from a manufacturer, it's functional at the point of purchase, and 2 weeks after that, it stops working. Am I supposed to take it to a repairer to open and check? If I tamper with the seal on that wristwatch, probably I've tampered with the terms and the conditions contained in the warranty. Do I have to tamper with it, or do I have to take it back to the person I purchased from to check and see if this product he or she gave me was in good state as at that time and is still in good state, but something is wrong with it, which I have identified? Sometimes we buy products, we do not know that within the first 1 year of usage, any problem that comes with them is the responsibility of the manufacturer or the person who sold it to you to repair, not for us to spend extra money looking for places to repair. I'll tell you a personal experience. I bought a mobile phone once. I used it for, I tested what I could test, which I was eager about, was actually the recorder. I took it home. A certain day I felt like taking some pictures. I did, but I discovered that the front camera wasn't working. I quickly returned it to the place I bought it. I was surprised that they had identified that the phone was bad. It was in their logbook. But why was it sold to me? In order not to create any kind of scene there or avoid embarrassment, the manager overheard the conversation with the counter person I was talking to, and he quickly called me into his office, and the phone was changed. It was replaced. I was surprised that works in Nigeria. Yes, it does happen. It happened to me. But it's not everywhere. Excuse me. Some places you buy equipment, it is written on that receipt that no refund of money after payment, whatever the situation, as long as you have taken it out of there into the open space or back to your house to use. Whatever happens to it becomes your liability, becomes your burden, becomes your problem and your responsibility. There are laws in place, but are they actually enacted? Are they being followed up? Or do we consumers report these abnormalities to the appropriate authorities? Government has in place, for example, the Consumer Protection Council is there to emphasize, to make sure that these services, poor services as such, are not rendered. So you bought a motorcycle or a bicycle. On your way home, something developed so bad that it's going to cost you almost half of the amount you bought it for. What are you supposed to do? Take it to the roadside mechanic that you know close to your house, or take it back to the person who sold it to you and emphasize that they check properly to see if it was in that good condition before you took it. You may have tested it, yes, but of course it's still within the period. Some they give you in 1 year, some is much more. Another problem as well is some goods we have in some shops in Nigeria have probably stayed for like 4 or 5 years after the date of manufacturing before they get to the final consumer, and they may have outlived the warranty that was given to them or written for those goods from the point of purchase from the manufacturer. It could be that as soon as they sold it off, the warranty no longer ceases to exist. It's no longer their responsibility, but the responsibility of the person, the shop that sold it to you. Will the shop be able to replace, the store be able to replace it at their cost? Or will they take it back to the manufacturer to check that this and this and this are in place? These are some of the difficulties. For example, you buy a pressing iron that they told you that probably it will work for 10 years without having a problem. But it must have been in the shop somewhere out there where it was manufactured, probably in Europe or in the Americas, for like 2 years. It was loaded into a ship, maybe stayed for maybe over a year, got to Nigeria, spent some reasonable months at the port, got it to a store, maybe in Port Harcourt or in Lagos, stayed there for like 2 or 3 years. It's still looking new because it's sealed, it's packaged. It was bought by somebody else who is selling it to you in another part of Nigeria and transported. Probably within a few months it arrived. But as at the time you are getting it to take home and use, it must have been like probably 8 years old, 9 years old. From the point you purchase it, probably it's not going to be your right to ask for that 10 years. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. The 10 years have actually, from the date of manufacturing, they have actually been reducing until they got to you. So that is also another challenge. But what is in place for all those things to be addressed? Have you had such a problem? And as a manufacturer, a service provider, or maybe a shop owner, you buy a lot of goods, quite expensive, and you want to sell them. A lot of people are doing clearance sales now. This is the end of the year because they want to restock at the beginning of 2018. Are you clearing some goods in your shop that you know that by 2018, come January 2018, probably they will step into another cycle that they will not be worthy again to be sold, so you're clearing them out? Or you are just clearing for the sake of clearing to restock? Or have they outlived? Are you giving this information to your consumers to know that this is the situation, so you don't expect a fight back if any of those goods gets bad? What are the challenges you as a seller face in dealing with issues like this? Do you quietly sell goods that you know that probably have a problem to consumers who are also unsuspecting? Because we hardly read, I'll tell you, I'm guilty of that too. We hardly read the information on the warranties. Either it's in the leaflet or it's a tiny inscription on the device or the property you're buying yourself. What are your challenges? Where do we go from here? And what do we do about this? A warranty has a lifespan. Not every product comes with one that is the same. Some is 1 year, like I said. Some may be longer. Some might even be shorter. For consumables, of course, it's a little more difficult. But of course, that too should be included. It should be part of it. We produce something that is quite consumable faster than like other things that we're talking of, hardwares and consumables. For consumables, yes, it might be challenging. But for hardwares like electronics, vehicles, house property like roofing, tiles, and all that, I think those can be withdrawn and taken care of. And the regulatory agency for this is the Consumer Protection Council. What are they doing to make sure that this is followed up? And for consumers, are you reporting to the appropriate authorities where you have these challenges? When you go back, do you have a bad encounter with the person who sold it, or does the person actually accept it back in good faith and say, yes, this has not lived up to its warranty, let us repair or replace or refund you completely? To join the conversation, call the regular numbers 081 89 99 1011. That's 081 89 99 1011. I have some concerns here that, of course, people have spoken about before. Somebody expressed his personal experience of buying a computer and discovered that the hard drive was bad, attempted to return it, and the owner actually spoke about it and said it is not his fault because the problem is from the manufacturers. That is within your right as a consumer to insist. But if you didn't read the warranty and you didn't sign for it and agreed, this person can actually tactically avoid taking his own or her responsibility as it is supposed to be. Some people, it could be other products. I remember of recent, a particular brand of a car manufacturer in the US recalled over 15,000 pieces of cars that were shipped outside, 150,000 rather, shipped outside because of a malfunction that they discovered that it was a factory fault. They recalled. But I wonder if such a vehicle gets here to Nigeria, of course, we'd like to buy the newest cars. Whether it will be possible to make that recall, keep around driving with that danger on the roads, endangering our lives and other people. I have a caller here. Hello, good afternoon and welcome. Good afternoon. Welcome to Prosumer Forum. My name is Ted. What is your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Niger State.
Okay. So we're talking about warranties in terms of transactions. When you discover a default on something you bought. Okay, I've lost that call. Try to call back. When you discover a default on something you bought or products you received, who do you hold responsible? Do you say, well, this is gone, this is bad already, or do you take it to the appropriate authorities, or do you report to the Consumer Protection Council, whose duty it is to ensure that such services are rendered in good faith? Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Prosumer Forum.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Dennis calling from Waifa.
Okay, welcome to the program.
Okay.
I'm having issues with network. Do I need to take this phone back to those people that sold it many years ago to check if the warranty is still intact and we have to return it? Or could it be the receiver? Those are some of the things I'm saying. If you discover that a product you have is no longer functioning as you expect it to function, is it your fault? Have you tampered with it? Did you spoil it? If you have not spoiled it, you have tampered with it, tampered with the seal on it, it is your right to go and seek refund, replacement, or repair. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Prosumer Forum.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Ted. What is your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Alfred from that area.
Could you speak up a little bit?
I'm Alfred by name from that area.
Okay, welcome to the program. We're talking about warranties on products. What has been your experience?
What I see, when someone bought something, how can that person, sometimes you give the wrong information, or when you discover it, and you return it, you discover that there is a challenge that they will use to tell you that you have used it already.
Yes.
So how can someone find that?
Yes, if you have a receipt that states the durability of that product or how long it is going to be, that's an issue that you can take up legally, either with a lawyer or with the Consumer Protection Council. If you write and report and attach the relevant documents, I am very sure that they will take it up with whoever sold such a product to you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for calling. Yes, nice day to you too. Yes, he's talking about, his voice is not very clear, but he's talking about the fact that some service providers will find a reason to give you that you have used the product already and is spoiled in your care, and so it is no longer their responsibility to refund, to repair, or to replace such item. But as far as I know, the essence of having regulatory bodies in place is to make sure that such services are rendered in good faith, and if that happens, you are supposed to take it up with the appropriate bodies by writing. If you have the receipt or you have the warranty, a note on that for that warranty that is stuck to the body of the item you bought, you should be able to present that to the appropriate authorities or with the receipt, checking the date of purchase and the date it is indicated that the warranty covers. If it is 1 year and within 9 months the product is bad, it is your right to seek redress. But if it has outlived the warranty, that is where there is a problem, because at that point, even if the company involved opts to work it out for you, it might not be free, to be at a cost, because now you are contracted them for fresh services outside the terms of the warranty that is on that product. But if it any problem with the product within the given time, do we seek redress from the appropriate authorities? In this case, first of all, the Consumer Protection Council in Nigeria, which is saddled with the responsibility of making sure that all products and services for customers, for consumers, are given in good faith and without some hidden sharp practices, as a case might be. What has been your experience? Have you been a victim? Have your rights been denied? Or are you a manufacturer, a service provider? Have you been cheating people, not telling them the truth or not exposing the true situation of products that you render to them? Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Prosumer Forum.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is the Prosumer Forum on Human Rights Radio. My name is Ted. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Monday calling from Uganda.
Okay, have you been following the conversation, sir? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, have you been following the conversation? I'm having some challenges with the network in the studio here. I don't know whether this phone has outlived its warranty or the network providers are not giving me the right service that I expect. So I might just probably have to assess my rights as well and report to the appropriate authorities to find out why my callers, my listeners cannot communicate with me very fluently and very well this afternoon. That's the fourth call dropping in the course of the program in the past few minutes. So I have to check whether it is the phone or the receiver or the service providers so that I can also assess my right. This is Prosumer Forum on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting. And my name is Ted. We're talking about warranties, especially with regards to us in Nigeria. How do we assess them? Do we report or do we keep quiet? All right, there's another one called guarantee. Is also related, but it's defined differently. Say guarantee is an agreement from the manufacturer affirming their willingness to repair or replace an item or even refund money if something goes wrong within a certain period of time after purchase. A guarantee gives you additional protection and empowers you as a consumer. The guarantee generally applies to the item during a specific time after you purchase it. Guarantees also apply to services such as installation and repair services in your home. That means if somebody comes to install an air conditioner in my house, he should guarantee me that nothing is going to go wrong with it, apart from his own standard from where I purchased it or from where he purchased it on my behalf. He should guarantee me that the work he has done for me should last between this period and this period. But in this case, some of these people that will bring home to do those jobs are professionals, I will say, in their jobs. With sometimes they don't have the written documentations to give us, so it ends up being a verbal agreement. Somebody comes to repair your sockeway, somebody comes to fix your kitchen cabinet and goes away, and 2 weeks after that, one of the doors rip off. Do you have right to ask him to come back to check that the job he did is as good as what you expected, because you paid for such service and it's supposed to be rendered with all and absolute perfection? As a consumer, that is what you are entitled to. So it's not only about products that you buy, it's also about installations. It could also be about repairs, like excuse me, like a mechanic fixes your car and you drive from the spot or the shop. Within the next 30 minutes, you are hearing the same sound that you heard before you drove it into his shop to fix. Was there a warranty that the car will not develop that same problem that same day when you leave that place? And sometimes you go back, he tells you it is another thing and you have to buy again to fix. The noise continues. He goes around, and then discovers what exactly the problem is at your own cost. Such services as well are supposed to have their own form of warranty. If you change my engine or you change my brake pads, am I expected to change that again after 2 weeks? No. If you change my gearbox and I drive for 30 minutes or for 3 kilometers and I experience the same difficulty I did before I came to you, am I supposed to assess my warranty after you did the job and I paid you for it? Those are the issues we are looking at, from services rendered to you in your home for your vehicle, or items you purchase in the market and they start malfunctioning or they stop functioning as you expected just few months or days after you purchased it. Are you supposed to just keep quiet or take it to another place to tamper with it to fix it? Do you read the warranty? that is on the product you are purchasing, or you just take it and go home because it looks beautiful. And when it develops a problem, you are going to spend additional money to fix it, or to buy another one and throw away the old one that is actually bad, or probably was bad from the manufacturers before it got to you as the final consumer. Those are the issues we are looking at today. What is the role of the Consumer Protection Council? Do you assess them? Do you make your complaints public? Do you make that known to them that this is the challenge, or these are the challenges you are having with products and services from particular service providers and manufacturers or producers of products? These are the issues, and we're asking you, what is your experience? You can join us by calling the number 081 89 99 1011. The phone is acting up a little bit, but keep trying. I'm very sure that you get through to us and we'll have a conversation. Somebody raised an issue that most times you go back and they find a reason to give you that you have used the product before, so it is not their fault, it's not their responsibility. That is not true. As long as it's within that given period, if it is 1 year, if it is 2 years, if it is 3 years, and it's still within that period, you didn't tamper with it, it is your right to seek refund, repair, or replacement. Good afternoon and welcome to Prosumer Forum. My name is Ted. Where are you calling from and what is your name, sir?
Sunday from Airport Road.
Okay, Mr. Sunday, make your contribution.
In town now, I just want to make first because of I don't want to comment on the program. I just want to comment on this. I saw a vehicle this afternoon carrying two little girls, and those children were crying inside the vehicle. So I was to try to get to them, but they couldn't. They knew that I'm following them. So immediately I saw police people. I wish I report to them.
Yes.
But I couldn't do anything. But I snapped the picture of the car.
Okay.
The picture of the car is on my phone now. So
Okay.
I don't know. I just let me pass this information.
Did you get the phone? Did you get the number of the vehicle?
Yes, I snapped the vehicle with the plate number.
Are you close to any police station?
Yes, actually, I'm in I'm not really close to any police station.
Who said to that there should be a police post there? So the best thing you can do now is the police have a very good communication these days. If you're able to get to the nearest police station and give them the picture and the number, they could call all the other units on the roads within Abuja or outside, so that the people will be stopped and checked. Because it's a very sensitive information you are giving us here.
Seriously, those children were crying so much, and those guys they look rugged.
Okay. So
thank you very much.
yes, just get to a police station now and make the report, and try to call us back so that we'll know the follow-up.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes. This is still Human Rights Radio, 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting. We're discussing on the Prosumer Forum warranties, service providers and consumers and their satisfaction. But we just got the troubling news there from one of our callers. I saw two little children in a vehicle driven by two men, rough men, and he suspects that they knew that he was following them, so they drove off and he couldn't do anything. So if you're still listening to us out there, be on the watch out for that. Let's be our brother's keeper. And try to get to the nearest police station and give them this information. I'm very sure that the police that is proactive now will find a way to see if they can arrest that situation. We'll take a very short break, and when we come back, we'll continue to pick your calls on the Prosumer Forum. Do stay with us. Don't go anywhere. 1 FM, redefining broadcasting. This is Prosumer Forum, the forum where we bring together manufacturers, consumers, and regulators to find out the quality of service being delivered to the consumer, who is the last end user. We're talking about, on today's program, the issue of warranty, which is supposed to accompany any service that you receive, especially in terms of purchasing something from a manufacturer. I got a text message from a friend who is asking me, what about second-hand goods? I can't help but just laugh. Of course, you know that second-hand goods, which here we call Tokumbo, are no longer in the hands of the manufacturer, which is the point we are making. The goods are being bought and used and are being resold. So if you buy a second-hand car, or your warranty is between you and the person that sold it to you, it's not the manufacturer's fault if anything goes wrong with that. And that takes me to another dimension into the discussion. Where do we buy these goods? Sometimes you have goods that you seek for services in places where you see shops bearing the names of very big time manufacturers. For example, you want to buy a pencil, and maybe a pencil is called Ted, but it's not manufactured by me, who is Ted. There's another shop bearing the name of a business, Ted, and you buy the pencil there. You get a receipt, but the receipt doesn't bear directly my address and my company's logo. By the time it has a problem, you get into my shop, which is Ted, and you ask for me to give you a cover, either repair or refund or replace the product, the pencil that is bad. I could claim as a distributor or as a manufacturer that this is not my product. That means somebody actually faked the product and sold under my logo to make a name, because maybe my pencil, Ted's pencils, are high quality and their standards are proven. So you have to ensure that where you're buying what you're buying and what service you are asking for, even if it's at home, is from a very certified service deliverer, so that if there's such a problem like what we are discussing today, you have the courage, the confidence, and the legal backing to go back there to seek for redress. So do not buy products from, maybe you buy something at Malaraba Under Bridge or anywhere else. That's just an example, by the way. And then 2 years after or 2 months after it is bad, and then you go back to a shop that bears the name of that product, it might not be possible for them to insist, or possible for you to insist that your warranty is followed up. We're discussing this, and we're opening the lines for you to make your contributions. Have you had issues with products and services you received? Have you complained to the manufacturer or the person who provided you the services, or have you made this known to the appropriate agencies established by the government to make sure that you, the consumer, receive the best services? Join the conversation. Call 081 89 99 1011. That's 081 89 99 1011. There are a few points here that a Nigerian consumer must note in getting these services. First, warranties and guarantees have terms and conditions attached to them. So your claim is dependent on what terms and conditions are written on this, and you need to know that thoroughly before you purchase a product. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Prosumer Forum.
Hello.
Good afternoon, welcome to Prosumer Forum. Network providers. Oh, okay. Here we're talking about consumers and service deliverers, and I'm actually experiencing it here. Network. And you should know the terms and conditions attached to the product before you purchase it, because that is your power. And it also depends on the jurisdiction, according to what I learned. If you buy a product that is only supposed to be durable somewhere in Europe and you come back here, hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Prosumer Forum.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, welcome to Prosumer Forum. My name is Ted. What is your name and where you... Yes, I can hear you, sir. Go on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes. Try to call us back. 081 89 99 1011. That's 081 89 99 1011. I have another call on the line. I pray this one goes through. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Welcome to Prosumer Forum.
Okay, my name is Omer Williams.
Okay.
Okay, my name is question. I want to ask a question.
Okay.
Assuming that thing is not like a product, like, okay, now you ask somebody to do a work for you,
Yes.
you pay the person, and the person did not deliver the work in the way that you guys discussed it. So how do you go about either recovering your money
Yeah.
And another one is this. Okay, sometimes ago, I bought some products on the online from
Yes.
I brought the product to Abuja here. Anyway, it's a bike
Okay.
and a used bike. So when I brought the bike to Abuja, I was this is not what I was like, what I was seeing in the picture in a motor.
Okay.
Now I said, okay, I used it quite alright, but the bike lasted just like 2 months or a month plus.
Yes.
As I'm talking to you now, the engine is totally condemned. You understand?
Okay.
So in this kind of thing, how do you go about it?
Yes, that's exactly what we are talking about, because if you have your documents based on the transaction, it's supposed to have been indicated that this bike is certified good. If it was imported, standard organizations of Nigeria would have made sure that it's in good condition before getting into the country. So it's still within your right to redress it. If you can't go back to the owner because you bought online and it doesn't look like what you saw online before placing order for it, you can still meet Consumer Protection Council. That's an issue you can raise up with them with the relevant documents. I'm very sure they will find a way to trace it back to the manufacturer, the person who sold it to you, and ensure that your rights are given to you. If you're listening to my brother, I have a message here from let me see. Please, sir, I want to know if my car papers expire. Are there some period I will be given to renew my papers? Okay, this one I don't know, but I'm very sure that car papers is always better for you to check a month before they expire. You should start the process of renewing before you are stopped on the road by the persons responsible. It's not safe to allow them to expire and then start begging and then start sorting, dropping some egunje, as we call it, if the need arises. So it's best to check when they are to expire. Probably a month before then, you start making the applications for that. This is still Prosumer Forum on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting. We're talking about warranties for products and services received. How do you follow up in case there's any malfunction or a damage to a product and it's still within the agreed period that you purchased it? That's the size of the program today. I want to thank everybody who called and those who tried to call, but the service provider, so my network here did not do me justice, so I couldn't pick your calls. I'm not sure it's the phone we've been using here for years. It's the quality of network today that failed the calls to come in. Don't give up, keep listening, because we have a lot of other programs coming up. I'm sure that the service will improve and you have your interactions with the person, the presenters, and ask your questions and make your voices heard and make your opinions heard to all our listeners. Thanks to Queen Jane, thanks to Desmond, and thanks to Ugo, who have been there to make sure that this program goes on air. And thanks to everybody. And thanks to Tracy as well for the cooperation, and Sophie and Hafisa, the HR herself. Thank you very much. Till tomorrow again, or till Monday rather, by the same time, Prosumer Forum will return your way again. Stay blessed.